sharing a dream come true.
So bring your family and friends, put on your golden Mickey ears, and join us on Main Street, USA for this historic, memory-making photo moment of a lifetime. A true Disney milestone will be celebrated at 10 o'clock. Thank you. Welcome to this very historic day at the happiest place on earth, the 50th anniversary of Disneyland.
Disneyland, the world's most fabulous kingdom, will be unveiled before an invitational world premiere, and you are guests. Art Linkletter will be your host, and with ABC crews and cameras on the spot, will guide you through this truly magic land.
Well, I feel like Santa Claus with a $17 million bundle of gift packages all wrapped in whimsy. Isn't this a riot today?
Oh, it certainly is.
And Ryan, your first job was down here in the town square.
Right out here in front of the depot, yes, for the Main Street and the parade. So
We have lots to do. Get busy.
Art Linkletter is looking for a microphone. He's standing over there in front of the Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
And there the boat is risen and it starts on its daily trips up and down the rivers in the world. Walt, you've made a bum out of Barnum today, but we've got to go.
I know, but I just want to say a word of thanks to all the artists, the workers, and everybody that helped make this dream come true.
Let's go into Fantasyland and have some fun. Goodbye, folks.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the renowned entertainment personality who, 50 years ago, presided over the live telecast of Opening Day, July 17, 1955, the legendary Art Linkletter.
Thank you. Oh, what a nice welcome. See, I haven't changed a bit, have I? Because this is not only the biggest and happiest birthday party for the great park, but it's my 93rd birthday today. That's why I can say I'm not only happy to be here, I'm happy to be anywhere. Actually, we have a pin on. I'm a member of the 55 class, and all the wonderful people who make up the cast of this party have pins from 5 to 55 and on down. Actually, mine should be earlier than that, because I stood here 2 years before there was anything here with Walt Disney and two young men from Stanford University who've been given the job of finding the right place in Southern California to build a Disneyland. They selected this place, and you should have seen it. Orange groves, avocados, little places to live here and there, one road to Los Angeles, no freeway. I didn't have the heart to tell Walt that this was an idea that it wasn't a keeper. It wouldn't have done any good because everybody'd been telling him that ever since he started talking about it. Even his brother Roy said, we can't afford it and you can't do it. But 2 years later, I was standing here, it was done, it was open, and we were ready to get going. And we were helped in that opening broadcast, which went all over the world, listened to and watched by about 81 million people, and covering the entire fairgrounds with no rehearsal, very little script, and all kinds of things happening that shouldn't have happened. But that's why Walt picked me to be the host, because he didn't want somebody that needed a script. And he knew that I could ad-lib no matter what happened, because he and I had spent a week together at the Olympic Winter Games up at Lake Tahoe, and he had put on a show every night for the athletes, just the athletes, and the officials, and I emceed it. And I learned how to swing with the unexpected. For instance, I didn't realize that as they sat around the table, they had 47 different languages and interpreters for all those languages with different lengths. So when I would tell a joke, there'd be absolute silence. And then the Spanish would laugh, and then the Greeks would laugh, and then the Germans would laugh, and then of course finally the English. And And then, of course, he knew that I'd opened 3 World's Fairs with all the unexpected things that could happen there. There was San Diego, there was Dallas, and there was San Francisco. And so we opened with Ron Reagan, my dear friend at that time, who was an actor, and Bob Cummings, who was a wonderful star and a great ad-libber, and a young fellow named Walt Disney. And the 3 of us covered this fair with no rehearsal on a day that required the unexpected to happen. It started with the temperature, 110 degrees. Then it started with the crowds, who had become very, very onerous because the first day was an invitation day. It was a private free party for 11,000 people. And you know how many crowded in that day? 30,000. There were more people climbing the walls, coming in through the cracks, swimming underground, faking tickets, riding on other people's tickets, and so by noon, all the food and beverages were gone. There were no water in the water faucets because 2 weeks before, the plumbers told Walt Disney, you have your choice, we can't do it. You can have one of 2 things. You can have water in the faucets, or you can have water in the toilets. It's going to be there eventually, of course, but Walt picked the toilets. And so there was no water. So there were a lot of people who were unhappy, but the cast is what made the difference. These wonderful kids who you'll see in costume here in a few minutes, all the way from Mickey and Minnie Mouse to all of the wonderful people that Disney made come to life on the screen, they pulled together and they made the crying children happy. They found the crying husbands happy. And the 400 lost children were found, 400 an hour, and they made it work. And so Black Sunday turned out to be okay in many ways because our show was great and the cast were great. And later on, the press lived to come back and visit and rewrite their bad things that they said about the opening day. That's what happened. But in the meantime, the show went on and millions of people came from all over the world to relive their childhood, to have the fun and games that a guy like Walt Disney could dream of. And I was part of that. It would be a part of my life I will never forget. And as I stand here today, I thank Walt Disney for introducing me to a new world, a world of children and games and fun that I had been using in my own show, Kids Say the Darndest Things. You know, I interviewed 27,000 children. And those 27,000 children are now old men. They come up to me at airports and say, do you remember me, Mr. Linkletter? I was on your show when I was 4. But now today, we have a great, great party for you. We had thousands of people lined up outside tonight, last night at midnight. Where are the people who were lined up? Let me see your hands.
Y'all nuts.
I don't know what you did for sleep, but wake up, because it's showtime. How many of you were here in 1955? Let's see the hands. Here are the few. Oh, they're wrinkled. Oh, that's all right. Mine are too. And so here we are, back to celebrate once again the dreams of a man who was a great child until he died. And incidentally, yesterday a man walked up to me in the park and said, isn't it a shame that Walt Disney didn't live to see this? And I said, he did see this. And that's why it's here. That was the mind of a man who knew how to do it. Well, now, I mentioned Ronald Reagan several times. He was a great help in the show. And of course, he was here again in 1935 when they had a special party for the park. And in between, of course, he did something else. What was it now? Oh, he was president for 2 terms. And he was a great guy and a great president, and we have him on film, and we'll take a look at hear what he said in 1935, the 35th anniversary. Come on in, Ronnie.
It's an honor and a privilege to join with you as we rededicate one of America's treasures, a place that has captured the imagination and earned the affection of 4 generations of Americans, and a place that has served as host and goodwill ambassador to millions of visitors from abroad. They say that one man of vision can change the world. Well, maybe Walt Disney didn't alter the globe, but he did make one small section of it a happier, friendlier, and more civilized place. And while it's said that faith can move mountains, Walt never tried. Instead, he built his own mountains, giving the children of the world new summits in what would become a small world of friendship and understanding.
Thank you very much, Ronnie.